Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone. It's Carl Holvison here, along with Steve Shannon and Bert. What's your last name, Bert? Bert. Hang on, I'll find it.
Daniels.
Bert Daniels. There we go. Bert Daniels. Okay, and we should have. I think Rob Gehring is going to be joining us, and maybe a few others as well. I know they're running a little bit behind, but. Basically, what we're going to talk about today is social engagement to produce leads and sales. Now, I'm going to be just talking about a few things that I do on social media, and then I'm going to go across and check with the others that are on here about that. I know Rob is really good at that, and I'm hoping that he does get on here today so he can share what he likes on here. But in the meantime, we're going to talk mostly about it. I probably won't be doing a whole lot of screen sharing. But it's mostly going to be masterminding, I guess. It will be about what everybody is doing on social media. I'll share a little bit on what I do. Maybe I'll do some screen sharing. But basically, the biggest thing is, and we hear it all the time from our leaders in Empower Network. Michael Martin and John Oakes and Alex Zubarev. And many others, Mike and Michelle and David Weber and Jason Majot and a lot of the others, it's all about just, pretty much being yourself, okay? People tend to join people in business. They don't necessarily join businesses, okay? And the one thing that they're going to do is they're going to feel you out, okay? They want to know just how serious you are about your business. They want to know how committed you are to your business, and that's why a lot of times, and this is the one thing I want everyone to realize, because a lot of people go out there and they go out and they buy leads, and a lot of times they get frustrated because they don't get any sales from the first batch of leads they buy, okay? Here's what I'm going to tell you, is these people that opt in, at least the ones that are serious, they're opting in to see what you're all about, okay? And then they're going to be on your mail list. And then they're going to see how much you are engaging with them through the mail list. And then they're going to go and they're going to follow you on social media. And they're going to follow you for a bit and see if you're repetitive and consistent about marketing your business. Okay? Because the one thing that people just don't want to do, I know I got fed up with it years ago, is I got tired of getting involved with somebody in a business just to watch them walk away from it a couple of weeks later. Right? And that's the most frustrating thing for anybody online, because what happens when that happens, then a void is built, and they fall into that void, okay? Because you're separated from the upline structure, okay? So some of the most important things, the most important social engagement you can ever do is have people added to specific groups that you've created or your team has created, okay? Because what happens is these people are going to watch you, and they're going to watch you for a while. I've had people that have joined me in my business 3-4 months after they initially opted in for information from me, because they wanted to see if I was stabilized and going to be sticking with one thing. Because today, I mean, let's face it, today, the average person will, in 3 to 4 months, will be in 7 or 8 different programs, okay? And the reason they do that is because they only allow for a business to produce something in the first 15 days. And anybody who's ever been a business person or has been in a serious business knows that production doesn't happen in the first 15 days. And if it does, it's by fluke, okay? That's what it is. It takes a long time to build the structure and the base in a business. I've been fortunate enough that, I've had a business where I've been able to, like, I've had an offline business, and I think Rob is just trying to join us here. But I've had an offline business where it took me over a year to actually get into profit in my offline business. I went in the red. As a matter of fact, I had to get a second job in order to keep my business running, okay? And, I never gave up on my business. I could have. I could have thrown in the towel and lost all the money that I invested into it, but I didn't. I stuck at it, and I went at it, and then I was able to get rid of it for a profit, okay, down the road. Not everybody has that opportunity, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that when you come to online business, if you don't engage your prospects or your list, then what happens is there's fallout, and it will fall out faster than you can imagine. And Rob's going to come on here in a few seconds, and he's going to explain that, because he's really good at that kind of the list. He's a list builder, so he understands and knows exactly kind of what I'm talking about. Without with the lack of engagement is when your list falls to pieces. You could have the biggest list in the world, but if you don't keep them constantly engaged, that list is only a list, and that's all that it is. It's nothing more than that. Okay. Now, what I've been able to do over the years, and I know a lot of people have, is that I go a little bit further and beyond the list engagement. I actually get my list to get into like a Skype group or something. Like Steve, you and I are in the All In group, and Rob and Bert are in my personal Skype group, and we communicate on a daily basis. So that communication is constantly there. You could do Facebook groups and stuff like that. The problem with Facebook groups is that people tend to forget about engagement in there. Okay? I mean, Steve, you and I are in a Facebook group that is for the boot camp thing, and all of us are in the Facebook group that's for our team. And I watch both of those, and there's very little engagement on the Facebook groups. Very, very little. Other than people doing their, like in our boot camp, we do our post every day. That's the only time I'm in there. I go and I put my post. That's the only time I ever engage in that group. And in the other group, I'm rarely in there because I'm too busy worrying about marketing my social media and everything else I have to do than to be looking at it and following a group. However, my Skype is my hub, my communication hub, and it's always there. Okay? So that's why I have everybody. That's why everybody that I connect with, even from Facebook, when I have them on Facebook, I get them into my Skype group because that's where my communication hub is. Okay? So I don't know if some of you, maybe you're used to the Facebook groups. Maybe that's where you like to be. But I'm telling you that if you get on to something like Skype and you're using that, your communication is going to get a lot stronger and a lot faster. Okay? So, Rob, are you around? Are you able to get on? Rob? Can't hear you. Crap. You're having difficulty. At least you got into the room here. Can you try unmuting again and see if we can hear you? I'd really like to get you on here to talk. I can't hear you. Oh, man. You might have to check your settings. Go up to the cogwheel at the top there and check your audio settings. It might be defaulted to something different. Just check that at the top. Okay? In the meantime, okay, what I want to do is I'll talk to both Steve and Bert while you try to get things sorted out, Rob. Steve, we'll bring you on first, okay? Because you've been in the game a while. I just want you to know. I just want you to explain to everybody what you're doing for social engagement right now to produce leads and sales.
Well, I do a lot of the email stuff in buying, doing the paid advertisements. But in the social media, basically, I don't get engaged a lot, but I'm working on getting into that area. But I post my blogs in. I try to go out and take videos. I enter that in, and I see people, and I'll talk with them if I see somebody come in and I don't know, I'll engage with them. But I'm not real strong in that. I'm still learning that yet, Carl.
Okay, can you hear me?
I hear you.
My PC is a little bit slow here from unmuting. Okay, well, the one thing I guess I want to find out is, when you have people liking your stuff, or commenting on your stuff, what do you do to engage back with them? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, when I see something like that, I just go back and I was go back and I will say, hey, what you like, or just have a conversation, or just sometimes play around with them, just have some fun conversation type thing.
Okay, so let's say somebody just liked a photo of yours or liked a video. Do you do anything to engage back with them?
Not, no, I know, but some of the people I see, I know that are like in our group. So say my group is kind of limited to my immediate circle, and then people on the EN. So I know who those guys are.
Okay, but are you ever getting names that are liking your stuff that you don't recognize?
Every once in a while.
Okay, so you know what? Let me share my screen. I'll show you what I do. Okay, that builds engagement. Okay, let me just get back and share my screen. Okay, it's very simple of some of the things that you can do, and I've started to create all kinds of leads in that from people. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look and see what I've got down here. Ones that are commenting on anything that I've done. So let me just see if I can find something where someone has liked one of my pictures.
Okay.
Just give me a sec. I'll find something here. May have to scroll down a little bit. I haven't posted much today yet, but these are just people I know. Just give me a sec. I'll find something here. Okay, so here's one here. I don't know who this guy is. Okay, and this might have been a link I posted in. It was this man fights bear. It was a commercial with I don't know if you've seen that, where the guy goes and gets the salmon away from the bear. It's kind of a funny commercial. Okay, so here's a guy that went and liked my my post. Okay, so this is what I would do. I would highlight that and see if I'm connected to him. Okay, it's not popping down a window, so I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to his site, and we're friends. Okay, but there isn't a comment, so I'm going to go right to his page and I'm going to send him a message. Okay, oh, I think I actually messaged this guy the other day. I think I did already. Yeah, I did. I messaged this guy. Okay, so this is not a good example. Okay, basically what I do is I will go in and I will say, hey, thanks a lot for liking my post. I really appreciate the effort to like it. Feel free to connect with me on Skype. And by the way, I am a marketing coach if you're looking for coaching or mentoring, right? Have a great day. Something like that is what I would write back to somebody, okay? And that's just a way for me to get them to engage with me a little bit more. I'm thanking them for liking my post because that's giving me a little love across there, and because they liked it, now everybody connected to him knows he liked my post, okay? So he's given a bit of a viral effect for me, and I'm thanking him for that. Plus, I'm opening another window saying that, hey, feel free to connect with me on Skype, and and then I'll go, by the way, I am a marketing coach. If you're looking for something like that, have a great day. And that's as far as I leave it. So I'm kind of leaving it open for them to respond back in a couple of fashions. One, to connect with me on Skype, and second, to go, marketing coach, what does he do, right? So he'll come back or she'll come back and start asking me what I do. I get those kind of responses all the time. So, you know, don't just wait for people to comment on your stuff. If they like it or they share it, you do the same thing. You go out to them and you say, hey, I thank you very much for the like, or thank you very much for the share. I really appreciate that. Okay? You know where I got this from? I got this from Justin Varengia. I also got it from another guy who was also in Empower Network by the name of Michael Martin. It's not our Michael Martin, it's another Michael Martin. Okay? And, you know, I learned to do this quite a few years ago. And I've been doing it all the time, and I'm getting such serious engagement now back on my my Facebook. Now, about 15 months ago, maybe 16 months ago, not quite a year and a half ago, I was at 798 friends. Now I'm at 3,784. Okay? I'm getting anywhere from 10 to 20 friend requests a day coming in now. Okay? And it's because of my engagement. You see, you can't just be engaging on your own timeline. You actually have to interact on others. Okay? Now, some of the other stuff that I learned, okay, that I've been doing and that's helped me make tens of thousands of dollars actually in other programs as well, is I will go into groups. Now, I'm a member of probably about 1,000 groups or maybe 800 groups, but I don't go into all the groups. You know, I used to have a posting software that I used to do that, but Facebook now is really clamped down on that kind of stuff. So I do things in a little bit different manner. I still post to groups on a daily basis, but I do it with a minimum amount and high impact groups. Okay, and that's for another time though. Okay, so I'm just going to click on just a group and see if I can find something that I'll show you an example of what I do. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to scroll down some of these here, and I'm going to see if I can attention work at home. My internet's a bit slow. I don't know why it's so slow today. It's kind of choppy. Sorry about that. I think maybe I got too much stuff open. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on this one here. Okay, you see how this says, here's a fun game. Just download Cricket. No, no, that's the download thing. I'm not going to do that one. I want to find something. Okay. Now this would be something like I would be interested in because I have diabetes. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to click a like. Okay, so now this person's just been notified I liked their thing on this Make Money From Home. So they've just been notified now. Maybe this is somebody who's never had anybody like their stuff, and I just liked it. Okay, now I'm going to make a comment, and I'm going to go, you know, also, so that's where I'm going with this. Okay, so now what I've just done is I've given this person not only an interesting comment reply, but I've also told them that I also have diabetes. So I've opened up a few windows here. Okay, I've opened up a window for him to give me some information on that, which I'd probably be interested in. But secondly, I'd be interested to know, I'm guessing that this is probably some kind of health and nutrition program, and this now is going to give me an opportunity to find out how this person is marketing and how I can help them market. Okay, does this make sense to everybody? Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, you know, every single one of these will have a different approach to it. Okay, so now you've got this. If you're looking for a way to make money from home, then you need to be on this webinar tonight. Okay? So I could go like on that. and I could go and I will select his name. Okay. So I'm going to find out. He's going to respond back to me. He's going to let me know what it's all about. I'm going to allow him to do his pitch on me, okay? As I do everybody. I always allow them to do their pitch on me, okay? And why do I do that? Because I want to find out what they're doing for marketing. Some of them may be very inexperienced and not know what they're doing. And this, again, allows me an opportunity to open up a window for me to say, hey, you know what? I think I got a solution for you. Right? So, you know, engagement is real important when it comes to doing this in all fashions. Okay? And, you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's a lot of work. And well, I'll answer that this way. Work online is a lot of work. Okay? It's not a hobby. This is a job. And if you want to make money, you know, if you want to be a millionaire, or you want to be a six-figure earner or a high-end five-figure earner, it's not going to come for free. It's not going to come easy. This is stuff you have to work for, and these are some of the things you need to do. You know, I hate to say this, but the majority of people online today come to the internet looking to make money, but not wanting to do anything. I see it on Twitter every day. You know, I'll give you an example here, okay? I've got these things in here. I need to find a job. I need a job, right? And when I go through all this stuff here, I need a job so I can go to more concerts. I need a job for this. I need a job for that so I can buy more stuff and all that kind of stuff. Now, here's a way for me to, you know, respond back to these people, but a lot of times you're going to get them saying, well, I don't really want to do anything. Well, okay, then stop crying about wanting a job. Because that's why you don't have one, right? So, you know, this is why I like to go on social media and I search for people looking for a solution, always, okay? Even in the groups, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Google+, everywhere. There's hundreds of them of people desperate to make some money, not knowing how to do it. Now, some of the other things that I'm going to show you on here, and this is how you can tell whether a real person is actually posting this or whether it is a software. Okay? Now, fortunately, the software I use is undetected as being a software because it doesn't integrate with the actual platform. But and that's why I like my software so bad. But what will end up happening, okay, so Frank actually did this because it will actually tell me, okay, it's not going to tell me here, but it's going to usually tell me down here at the bottom. Oops. It'll usually tell me down here that it was auto-posted, okay, and it's not showing the auto-post, so I know that Frank actually went in and did a manual post here. Or maybe he's using a similar software like I am. That's undetectable. Okay, but that's how you'll be able to tell if people are actually taking the time. And I know people will spend 2 to 3 hours a day posting in groups manually. Again, I use a software that I just click a button, it runs, and it'll post into multiple groups for me all the time. Okay, and it makes me sales. That's just part of the business. You know, if you want to create you want to get yourself in front of the masses, then you got to find a way to do it. That's what I go out and do. Okay, I find different ways to maximize my efforts daily everywhere I am on the internet, and so should you. You know, I mean, as you can afford to do something like that. Like today, I just bought another software to help me market Instagram. Okay, and you know, this is just some of the stuff I do. You know, I will buy stuff that's going to help me maximize my exposure across all social media so I can create social engagement on multiple platforms. Does this take me all day? No, it takes me like 15 minutes to run my software. And it'll engage in hundreds and hundreds of groups and communities across social media for me. Right? So, or again, you can have people who will spend 8-9 hours a day on the internet doing it. Either way, that's how you got to get the job done, but the social engagement is that important. Okay? So, what I just shared with you guys is just, one simple way for you to go out and do some social engagement in things like, a lot of you are going to do it manually. I get that. Okay? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the time for money, money for time scenarios. So, with that said, Rob, have you got your microphone working? Give me a sound check.
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm good, Carl.
Okay, we're going to bring on Rob.
There.
I'm excited about this because Rob's going to come on. He's going to share a bunch of stuff because he's really good at this social engagement. So, Rob, it's over to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. And hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. I like to come to these Hangouts. I like to come to Hangouts. I got to come to more of these particular Hangouts because of Carl and the great information that he always puts out there. So you hit the nail on the head with engagement in general, but I like your reverse engagement. That's interesting. I already picked up a couple of tips just listening to what you said and the things that you showed. So that's what it's really about. The biggest thing that you can do is just look for opportunities to engage with people any way you can. So what I do is, and I've been around a little while, so I've built up a very big Skype contact list. I have a couple of pretty big email lists, and I have a very large Facebook list. I've got a Facebook, I'm maxed out. I literally run about 4,950. I'm always capping at 5,000, but little by little people sometimes will, there'll be attrition. You'll have people that fall off however it happens. So I'm always pushing that maximum level in Facebook. So the first thing I will tell you is take a look at your Facebook right now. Take a look at your Skype right now. There's people sitting there. It's already a pre-built list for you. So it's like, it's just like cherry picking. I sit and I see people come online in Skype. Now I've got thousands in Skype, and that takes a while to build that up. But as you're marketing and as you're getting people, as you're meeting people and having conversations and getting people to sign up and different things happening over time, you want to be getting those Skype contacts, adding those Skype contacts. When you generate a lead, you should be plugging that email address into Skype and making that connection. They may not do anything with you immediately, but that's somebody on your Skype contact list. And there's software, as Carl mentioned software. There's software that I'm familiar with that I used on my old computer. I haven't got it up on my new one yet that can engage your entire list on Skype. And I will say something, when I use software like that in Skype, I say something like, hey, how's everybody doing today? Or, what's the weather like where you're at? So, okay, I've sent that to 1,200 people on Skype. I get about 250 that say, yeah, it's cloudy over here in Malibu, or whatever the case may be. I'm not a scammer, or a spammer, I guess I should say. Never a scammer, not a spammer either. I reply. I get in the conversation, and I say, okay, well, here in Pittsburgh, it's very sunny and nice. Okay, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. And then you eventually, not immediately, but you know the right moment that you say, hey, what do you do? And they say, blah, blah, blah. And I say, well, that's interesting. Here's what I have going on. Would you like to maybe opt into my newsletter? Would you like to read my blog? Can I get a comment from you? Can I get a thought? So it's easing people in. I think one of the biggest mistakes that marketers make is that they go right for the home run right out of the box. It's like when you're dating, you don't hit the home run right out of the box, right? You first base, second base, right? All that stuff, or else you're going to get a big slap in the face, right? To the fellas here. But I've made that mistake before. Here's my link. Join. Pay the money. Wait a minute. No. That's the same as no. You're going to find rejection. You find rejection doing that kind of thing socially. You find rejection doing that kind of thing as a business person and a marketer. So that's one thought that I have. But I'm always looking to connect with people on Facebook, and I'm always looking to connect with people on Skype. Now then I look at my Facebook, and I have 4,900 contacts. I'm going to have maybe at any time. So you should always have Facebook Messenger kind of handy too, because Facebook Messenger will tell you how many of your contacts are actually active and using Messenger. So like right now I'm on my phone, and I use my phone a lot. I go to Facebook. I make sure you have the app, the Facebook Messenger app. Okay. So that's going to pull off my Facebook contacts that use chat, okay, and it's going to tell me by going to people. Like right now I have at my disposal 170 people that I can chat with right now, okay? And that's over the course of years that I've assembled that. And I've just recently really started coming back to this strategy. And I just say, hey, how you doing? And they say, hey, how are you? I say, are you? And a lot of times I just ask, are you a marketer? No, I'm not. Well, so if I know they're not a marketer, then I'm going to approach that differently than if they are a marketer, right? So one of the things one of the things that you really want to take a look at is I say be very liberal and very aggressive in building a Facebook contact list. Skype's a little harder to build fast. That takes some time. Facebook, you can build a contact list that big just by friending. You know how it's suggested friends. I take them every time. I take every suggested friend I can possibly get. Now, Facebook will slow you down. You got to watch. I don't know what the number is, but maybe 15 to 30 new contacts isn't crazy. You may be able to push it higher. If you get sanctioned from Facebook, that'll just be maybe a week or so, maybe not even that, a couple of days. So you'll learn the limits. You'll learn how fast you can add people. And then little by little, I'm having these chats with the people. So some people opt into my list and newsletter, and then I add them to Skype or Facebook, and I acquire them that way and work with them that way. Other people I just basically found sort of blindly on Facebook, and not sure how we met, but we met and we connected. And before I know it, they just bought a Kalatu blog product from me, and they may or may not be online marketers. So that's my strategy that I use, and I'm always looking for opportunities to engage. And then I turn around and I use my core commitments and Carl's checklist that he puts out there for us. I do my video, I do my blog, right? I put my video out to all the social networks. Then I put my video in my blog and I put that out to all my social contacts, Facebook and LinkedIn and whatnot. And Twitter, of course, and then I turn around and I send out to my lists, both my lists. I have two lists that I send that out to, and then I sit back and look for engagement in those areas. Like Carl said, somebody liked it, somebody commented on it, you know. So it's a combination between that, and then I get on my Facebook Messenger and I look at my Skype, and that's how it's done. That's constant engagement. I'm engaging literally constantly in one way, shape, or form. So it's not sitting back. Somebody asked me today, what do? You send out the email and you sit and wait for them to get back to you? I said, no. I'm going to send another email, or I'm going to call them on the telephone, or I guess I'm aggressive. I am always, if you're not getting back to me, then I'm getting back to you, is the way it's going to be. It's not going to be, I'm going to sit back and wait for somebody to put it in my lap. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put it towards them. If I'm not hearing from them, then they're going to be hearing from me. So I think that's the way we need to be in marketing. I think we have to have not a pushy, negative approach, but a nice, positive. But I'm serious. I'm aggressive. I want to make things happen. This is why I'm getting with you. I'm not pushing you. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I just want to, put out options to you and see what I can do to help you out. So that's my thoughts there, Carl, on some strategies for the folks.
Well, that's awesome. You brought up some great stuff, especially about the email thing. Putting it into Skype, and we do have tool options for anybody who's interested in those. We can easily get those out to you. Some may have an affiliate program, some may not. So we'll make sure you get back to your sponsoring that, so we can keep it all in line of sponsorship, that sort of thing. The one tool, the Skype tool that I'm sure that's the same one that you're using, Rob, is probably Skype Seek and Send. That's the one that I'm using, and I think that's probably what you're probably using, or something similar. And again, check with your sponsor if you want stuff like this, or if you're looking for these kind of extra tools to maximize your benefits with it. We'd be more than happy to share these tools with you. But the one thing that Michael Martin stated the other day, and John Oakes backed and same with Alex on it, is very, very important, is whenever you're sending out mails, like especially if you're using your GetResponse or Aweber or whatever it is you're using for your autoresponder, make sure that your social media contacts is in your signature. Okay? everything that I send out to my list it doesn't have all of my social media on there, but it has my main ones. It has my Skype on there. It has my Facebook on there. Okay? Now, I haven't added like Twitter, Pinterest, stuff like that. I don't want to make it too long. But I've added those because those are my two major ones that I'm connected with right now. Okay? And as I become more and more involved in other things, I may add the other social networks on. But here's the thing. They only need to connect with you through one. Okay? One of those sources. And at that point, that's when you go, listen, if you're going to be blogging and stuff with us, you need to be connected with LinkedIn. You need to be connected with Google+, that sort of thing. And that's how we get everybody connected in. So you just need one way for them to connect with you. Actually, multiple ways. I have my phone number, my Skype, and my Facebook. So there's no way they can't get a hold of me. Okay? And you can't be scared for that to happen. Because the moment you get scared about somebody connecting with you, your business is over. It's done. Okay? You need to engage with people, okay, at some point. We're not saying you have to train them, okay? That's already in place by the company and by what we have with the Team Consistency site, okay? All you do is just have that initial engagement where you go to plug in everybody. And, again, take in their email. When a lead comes in, grab their email, throw it in Facebook, throw it in Skype. They're going to be somewhere because if they're opting in for information, most people are using the same email that they use for everything else, their personal email. Okay? You're going to get some that are just going to create an email and throw it in there just because they want to get to the other page. Ones that do that, I wouldn't even waste your time with because they're not interested in getting involved in the business anyways because they don't want anybody to connect with them. So at that point, if you don't want me to connect with you, so be it. I have people on my list that come in that have an email that I can't find anywhere, and when I send out a autoresponder, it comes back negative. They're done. That's it. I just delete them. What's the point? They weren't interested in the first place. Okay? You know, the only people that you really want to be engaging with are those people who are actually serious about changing their lives. Okay? And at some point in time, you got to be picky and choosy. Okay? I'm not saying completely clean your list out. You know, that's something that I do, at least once a month. But, you want to be able to engage with people because in any business, all you need is 5 to 10 good quality people in your business, and you can build an army the size of friggin' Brooklyn, man. You could thousands and thousands you could have into it. Okay, you look at the ones that are really successful in our business. Okay. Michael Martin, John Oakes, Mike Hobbs, Lawrence Tam, Alex Zubarev, all of these that are in the 6- and 7-figure status. A lot of these people here, their organizations are built on 10 or less people, okay, that are direct to them. Okay, and that's how organizations are built. You're gonna have your generals, whatever you want to call it. Okay? And these are the ones that are creating all the lieutenants and everybody else within their army and building out the masses. Okay? And that's what's going to build you the big, long residual income, the long-term income and growth in your business. And all of that happened through engagement. Okay? As I mentioned, when people come into my business, the moment they come in, the first thing I do is I connect with them. I connect with them by phone number if I can. Thanks, Rob. I connect with them by email, whatever it is. And then once they connect back, I plug them into everything, my Skype, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, all my social media. So there's no way they can't say I can't get a hold of them. Okay? So this is the one thing I don't think that we press on enough, but it's so vital to the success of your business. So with that said, I'd like to thank Rob again. I know he had to leave here, but I'd like to thank him for his input in there. And let's throw it back out to you guys. Jasmine, welcome. And Steve, either of you, do you have anything you want to comment on this so far?
Can you hear me?
I don't have anything right. Here we go. Here.
Okay, who's going first?
I don't have anything right now, Carl. So.
Okay, go ahead, Jasmine.
I don't have anything else to say right now.
Oh, darn, you're leaving it all to me? Okay.
Well, what's some of these groups? I mean, I see you got some groups that you do. Just how you find those groups?
Okay, it's simple. I'll share my screen again. Okay, and I'll show you how simple it is to get on that.
I know we got to be targeted.
Oh my goodness, I got another referral in. Holy crap. Okay, hang on. Let me get back here again. Okay, so starting my screen share. Okay, so here's how you go and you find your groups. Okay, so for a lot of you that don't know how to do the groups and stuff like that, you can go into here. Let me just go back out. There's a couple of ways you can do it, okay? You can go to groups. You'll always have groups at the side here, okay? You may have something in there. It may be empty, okay? And then once you're in the groups, okay, it's going to have local groups. It'll have suggested groups, all kinds of things up here. New groups that come out, right? You can go in and click on any of them. And what's it going to do? It's going to populate groups up for you. So I just clicked the button. It's just populating now. Okay, so here's where you're going to find groups. This is one suggested groups because based on what my profile is, right? So now you're gonna be able to go through and it's going to give you all the different types of groups that are in here. Oh, my screen is so slow today. Okay, so you've got marketing, training, those sort of things that you can join, or you can just go in and go make money from home as an example. I wouldn't be that specific, but you can go in and select, be very selective. You could put affiliate marketing in there. You could put high-ticket programs. You could put, you'd be surprised how people are creating groups, okay? So you can see I've joined a lot of these groups, okay? So they'll go through and they'll give you more and more list of groups in there that you can go in and join. Now, here's what I'd recommend, okay? Look for groups that have at least 2,500 or more people in it, okay? I wouldn't join anything that's less than that, although I am in a couple of groups that are smaller because some of them are potent, but I had to actually go out and find those, okay? You see, here's one with 18,000 people in it, okay? So, you want to go in and, what I would do is I would go in and take a look at the group. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. I clicked something and it went away. Okay, let's just, my mouse is, okay, here's one right here. Make money from home. Okay, so I'm going to click on, oh, whatever. I clicked the wrong one. My screen moved. It's okay. So I will go in and I'll look at this. So this is how I go in and distinguish what groups I'm going to join. Okay? Because if I'm going to be, because first of all, the way Facebook is right now, they used to allow you to post into 200 or less groups. Now you can't even post into 50 groups a day. If you do, they're going to put you in what they call Facebook jail. You could be there depending on if you've been there before or not. It could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to a total ban, okay, from posting in them. And if you're posting in them too frequently, groups you can only post in once a day, okay. Some groups will only allow you to post in there every couple of days. So here's some of the things you have to look at, okay. First of all, you've got to go and you've got to read a description, okay. This is post only from work at home opportunities in the U.S. and Canada. So if you're posting for something that's in Israel or Russia or something and it says U.S. and Canada, these guys will probably report you. And when you get reported, that's when Facebook comes back and throws you in Facebook jail and says, don't do that again. Okay? And now, once you get thrown in Facebook jail, you can no longer post into anything other than your timeline until your suspension is up. And where you find your suspension is back in the cogwheel under settings. Okay, so you would go into the settings area here, and right in here. So if you find yourself you can't post in groups, you're not sure why, it's probably because you're in there. So where you have to go is to your support inbox, and your support inbox, and I'll just show you, okay, will tell you that, see, I was in there at one point. You're no longer restricted from joining and posting to groups, because I went over the infraction. When they changed it, I was posting to too many groups. Okay? Remember I told you I had a software, and I had to adjust everything after they did their algorithm change. Okay? And it happens. And it'll tell you up here, it'll say, you can no longer post until March 22nd or whatever. So then you'd have to wait till March 22nd, and then you're going to go in there. But you're still on the watch list. Okay? So if you go in there and you abuse it again, you get thrown in again, and your suspension gets extended. So if you were 2 weeks the first time, you're probably going to be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. If you do it 3 or more times, you're risking an automatic permanent ban from Facebook. Okay? So you want to be very careful that you know what you're doing. So my suggestion to you, when you're going into groups, just join a couple of groups. Okay? Join some that have 3,000 or 4,000 members in them. Okay? And the reason I say that is because you can spend one time in a group with 3,000 or 4,000 members, okay, and be commenting on here. Because here's what happens. When you go in here and you comment on something like this, you know, this book will change your life, right? You go in there and you do, like I said, you know, sounds interesting. Okay? Maybe I'll download it. And, you know, you put that in there. They're going to come back to you. And the moment they respond back to you, their entire friend list knows that you're engaging with them. Okay? So now everybody knows that that person's friend who's on the person who owns the list that's commenting back with me, their friends list is notified. And that's the viral effect that happens. You see? Because when they start engaging, now they're telling their list, hey, you know, there's some value here. You might want to look at it. That's how it's indirectly telling everybody. Okay? And that goes for LinkedIn communities, Google Plus communities, everything like that. That's how viral effect happens on social media. It's designed that way. Okay? So maybe the person that I've chalked up the conversation with is John Allen here, right? Or, yeah, John Allen. Maybe he's not interested, or maybe he's got a different agenda, right? But because of my post in here and whatever our conversation was, someone else might go, hey, maybe this guy might be interesting to follow. So next thing you know, they start following you. They may not engage with you right away, but they're going to follow you, and following is a form of engagement, okay? And once they start following you, that means every time you make a post, whatever it is, they're being notified of that. Okay? Now, everybody understand why social engagement is so powerful and so essential. Okay? And yes, it's work. I don't share anything that has nothing to do with work. There's no point in it. This is how we make money on the internet, through hard work. You're never going to make any money if you don't do anything on the internet. So I need to make that clear, not just for the panel, but for everybody who's listening to this, because I'm drawing people from everywhere, okay, to these. And same with you. You might have some invited guests to here who might be suffering from making money online because they haven't been told what they need to be told in order to make money. And I'm very transparent to everybody, okay? I'm going to let you know that, you know, you got to work. You want to make money, you got to work. I work 8 hours a day in my business here. This is my full-time job, right? If I don't work, I don't make any money. So, and that's just how it is. So, this is very easy work, though, as you can see, right? I can go on here and just do some likes. I can even do some likes, and I'll get some engagement. Because that person might write back to me like I do. Hey, thanks for liking my post. I really appreciate it. then I'll go back, hey man, no problem. Feel free to check out my stuff too. Right? There's always a window of opportunity that opens up on any kind of engagement. And again, when I say feel free to check out my stuff, I'm not sending them a link to my business. What am I sending them a link to? Anybody?
Capture page. Capture page.
Nope. What is the main thing that we do in our company? We blog.
Okay.
My blog sells it. I send it to my blog. There's enough information about my company on my blog. So I send them to my blog every time. As long as I'm providing valued information across there, they're going to become an avid follower. Then they're going to be following every single post I make. Then they're going to be on my blog every day. They're going to be liking what I'm sharing. And next thing you know, somewhere on my blog, there's going to be an opt-in form that they're going to actually fill out, and that's it. That's how it goes.
Do you send them to your blog that has that money theme on it?
I could send them to that one. Okay. It all depends. I will send to both. Okay. Depending on what they're looking for. Okay. So the Get Money blog, you know, if they're looking to become a blogger, I'll send them direct there. Okay. If they're looking for content, then I'm going to send them to my personal branded blog. Okay, because I have 2 blogs, and I personally highly recommend that everybody has 2 with Empower Network. You have this one, which is your personal branded blog, like this is mine, and then you have your Get Money blog. Okay, because again, the Get Money template is very, very powerful. Like I mentioned before, it is a lead capture page and a very powerful one. Okay, that can also be blog driven. Some of you, maybe that's your only blog. So there you go. So you're sending them to your blog, so you're making sure you're sending them the blog link that you're sending them to, and then the moment they hit home, they hit your capture page, the capture page part of the Get Money theme. Boom, sold. Okay? So that's the important thing. But the big thing here is engaging with everybody. And I will talk about this till I go blue in the face, because I've made so much money on the internet with different companies and that doing this particular technique. Just what I showed you here, liking, commenting, and sharing, I was able to make almost $20,000 selling an affiliate product just doing that. Okay, and I did that in less than 6 months. All cash straight to my PayPal account. Okay, so anything is possible. Now I got somebody phoning me. They'll have to wait. So, any questions at this point from you guys?
Now, I know the groups you say you can't join.
Hang on a sec. I'm gonna grab this thing here. Hang on. I'm gonna just mute out for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, just you said how many groups you join in a day?
I wouldn't join any more than, I don't know, 10 to 15 a day. I wouldn't join any more than that. Look, you don't need to be a member of hundreds and hundreds of groups.
Right.
You know, I mean, unless you're doing using some kind of posting or something, like I do. But even now, I'm being handcuffed with that because all social media now are trying to stop posting softwares and stuff like that. I have one that will allow me to do it, but I have to be very cautious in the way I do it now. But just one thing here, Steve, just so we don't get all carried away with all joining hundreds and hundreds of groups here. Like I said, find one group that has 5,000 or more people in it and just do what I showed you in that one group. Okay. You can go in there for 30 minutes and do a text and a like and stuff like that to about 50 people in there.
Okay.
Okay?
So you can do up to about 50 people then.
You can text as many people as you want. Okay? There's no restriction on texting people and stuff like that. I don't think. You know, you might want to check into that. But as far as I know, liking and stuff, and if there is, you'll get a little message that'll come up saying, hey, you're going too fast, slow down. And once you get that, that's it, you stop. Yeah. Okay? Because that's basically Facebook saying, hey, you're abusing this. Okay? And that'll sometimes happen. You know, the other thing that I never recommend to anybody, I know a lot of people do on the internet, but I don't recommend this, is don't add anybody to your account. Okay? Let them request a friend to be your friend. Don't you go out and do it. Okay? Because that can get you into a lot of trouble too and flop you in Facebook jail. Okay? Yeah. There's people out there that don't know any better but are trying to find information, and as long as you're accepting them, they don't get in trouble. Right? You understand? Okay. So we don't want you getting yourself in trouble because you're trying to connect with somebody who really you don't know or isn't interested. And this brings up another thing that I need to share with you as well. Okay? Anna spoke on this a little bit last night, and you know, Michael Martin and those guys talked about it a little while ago, and I make sure everybody in my team does this. On your Facebook, make sure that you have your picture on there, not a cartoon character, not a picture of a lamppost or your dog or anything like that, okay? Because if you have that, no one's going to take you serious, okay? Anybody who friends me that doesn't have their picture there, I don't accept their friendship. The other thing is, if they don't have a banner up there in the background, if it's just black, I'm not interested, okay? Because this is somebody who hasn't taken anything serious at that point, okay? So everybody have a photo background of some kind on their Facebook, okay? And they need to have the real picture, because people who are serious about working with others on the internet, if I don't know who I'm looking at, I'm not interested. Now, some people will say, well, you know, I could put a picture of anybody up there. Yeah, you can. But don't forget, you're going to get on a Skype call with me. And if you don't show me who you are on Skype, we're done. Because I want to see exactly who I'm working with. And I get that serious with my team, okay? So I want to make sure that, you know, when I'm building a team, I want to make sure that my team wants to build a team as well, that they're just as serious about their business as I am about mine. And I'm sure that's how you guys feel too, okay? So is there anything anybody wants to add to that? No? Trishly, you just joined us. Welcome. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just stepped in and seen it, so I have to go back and watch it.
Okay, no problem. We're just, like I said, we're just talking about social engagement, so no problem.
Yeah, it's just fun. If you just have fun with it, I think it's probably easier. So whatever you're doing, just make sure you love it, and then it'll just flow.
Well, that has a lot to do with it. You know, that's why we tell everybody, just be yourself, right? You know, like me, sometimes I'm a bull in a china shop. You know, I can be like that. But you know, I'm still genuinely, you know, I let everybody know it's me. I don't fake myself. I don't fake to be somebody else I'm not. You know. I don't claim to know everything that's on the internet. I still don't claim to do it, and I never will, because there's so much that others can teach me that I can learn. I just share what I know from past experience and past successes from doing different things, and that there is ways to market social media. You know, I do agree with John Oakes. You know, last night, you know, as much as I want to get away from Facebook because I think it's just becoming annoying and trashy in some aspects, it still develops me a lot of leads, and I still get sales off of it. So, you know, with a platform that has 1.2 billion or whatever it is, you'd be actually insane to walk away from something like that, okay? Because most marketers online are tapping less than 1% of the potential of Facebook. Okay, you know, right now I can guarantee that everybody on this panel, everybody who's listening to this right now and who will listen to this, are tapping into the same group of people on Facebook. All the work from home people, all the affiliate marketing people, that's all you're tapping into. And it's funny because 1 in 3 people on Facebook are suffering financially in one way, shape, or form. Okay? They are not going to be in these groups. You may find them in groups like, I don't know, eco-friendly groups, a knitting group, a fishing group, a hunting group, you know, a sports group, you know, a Just for Mums group. These people are everywhere, okay? So the only way that you're ever going to tap into all these people is if you leave your comfort zone, go into other comfort zones, and be yourself. Don't be the pitchy salesman, because you'll be gone from that group. You'll be done, okay? But when you go into those groups, especially if, you know, it resonates with you. Like, you know, let's say, you know, for those out there that like to cook, you go into a cooking group, okay? Now, if you went into a cooking group today, and how would you start presenting yourself in that group to anybody? Can anybody, you know, elaborate on that? No? Okay.
You'd want to share like recipes that people were like valuable, and you could have like a hook where it's like healthy or however you want to, or kid friendly or this or that, or however you want to focus in on what your niche. What?
Yeah. That's one way. Here's one way that I made some sales, okay? And I actually did it in the cooking field, okay? I went into a cooking group. It was actually an Italian recipe group, right? Italian food group, and because my wife's Italian, right? So I went into that group there, and you know, I was looking for different recipes myself. And I saw this one lady who was posting all these different Italian recipes, just this one lady, right? And I went to her and I texted with her. I says, you know, you got a lot of recipes. And she goes, yeah, I've got, I don't know how many she said. I got so many. I said, have you ever thought about putting an ebook together? And she goes, no, I never thought about that. I says, you've got all the recipes here. You could just cut and paste this into a PDF file and create a little recipe book that, you know, you could give away for free if you wanted to, or you could turn around and sell it for $1 or $2. And she goes, why would it sell for $1 or $2? I mean, you know how much these... I says, you know how many people would buy that for $1 or $2? You could turn around and sell it for $10 and maybe make 5 sales, or you could sell it for $1 and maybe make 50 sales. Right? So she goes, you know, that's a good idea. I says, you know, and you know what? When you get that done, let me know, and I'll show you how you can market it. Right? So there's a process to everything that's out there. You know, you could go into any group. There's always people in there. You know, I was in a fishing group where some guy was creating this new lure, and it looked really cool because I'm a fisherman, right? And I'm going, that's really cool. He says, you know, if you ever get that thing down to a patent, I might even sell that for you. He goes, really? I go, yeah, I know how to sell stuff on the internet. I can show you how to do that. You see? Everything has a way to work in your favor. You just got to be constantly thinking outside the box. Here's what I want you to do. When you decide to leave that box, I want you to jump on top of it. I want you to crush it to the ground, and I never want you to see you go back inside that box again. Because once you get outside that box, the things that you will think of will be absolutely amazing. You could go into any group and figure out a strategy that is not going to damage you, okay? All you're going to go in there is you're going to provide value to people. You're going to provide solutions to people. That is going to be based on what that group is all about. You know, I went into an eco group there about 2 months ago, and I was looking for solar panels because I'm interested in doing solar panels, right, to save energy and stuff. So I was in there, I was looking at these things, and these guys are, you know, showing you how you can build your own solar panels and stuff like that. And, you know, I go, you know, have guys ever thought about selling those kind of information and stuff like that? And the one guy goes, yeah, we've got an ebook and all that kind of set up. And I says, well, where are you selling it? Well, you know, I've got it on ClickBank. And I go, well, have you ever thought of trying to sell it yourself outside of ClickBank? Like, you know, through social media or something like that? Yeah, well, I don't know how. Well, I could show you how to do that. Right? You see? There's another window, just like that. You know, you always, the big thing that's going to happen for you in the big, most positive way is finding a solution for somebody, because everybody is looking for a solution. It's either a financial solution, a product selling solution, whatever it is. They're always looking for that. And if you can just provide them one little way that they can do that, I'm telling you, you'll become such a hero, and everybody's going to be sharing your information. Okay? So, and all of this is just by engaging with people on social media in different fashions. Imagine how many people are not marketing to people in the eco groups or the fishing niche, or they're not talking network marketing. They won't dare go in there and talk network marketing. Well, I don't either, not directly. I indirectly do it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Carl.
Yep.
I just thought, because I'm an HVAC tech, going in HVAC groups, start talking about how to market. I know some of the struggles they have.
Well, you know, here's the other thing. You know, I mean, right now it's wintertime here, and you know, it's been quite mild here, so we can't even do ice fishing here. The ice is too thin. But, you know, what I would do sometimes is I would be out fishing in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, right? And I'll do a video, and I'll go into one of the fishing groups and say, oh, man, look, you know, look right now, look how beautiful the lake is today and stuff. And someone will go, what the heck are you doing? Aren't you working? Because I'm doing that multiple times a week. I was doing that in the summertime. You know, I'm always out fishing 2 or 3 times a week, because that's what I do in the summer. You know, you'll find a lot of videos from me that I'll be out at the lake. I'll do videos, and I'll upload them to YouTube because I'm sitting here fishing while everybody else is working, right? So, and they're going, you know, you know, they're asking me, well, don't you work? I go, yeah, I'm working right now. You know, so a lot of people will engage with me. Well, how are you doing that? You know, this is what Mike and those guys, when Mike was on his vacation, like when he went to Orlando, he's posting all this stuff during the day, right? This is what we do. John Oakes does it all the time. So does Alex. Constantly, you know, not at work, just out and about. You know, Chris Jones does it. You know, Lawrence Tam, Mike Hobbs. You see all of them doing that, and that's what gets them the sales, okay? Because what are they doing, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
They're so... Go ahead.
Well,
What are they doing? They're socially sharing the lifestyle, okay? I mean, you know, I could sit here all day like I do in here. It's wintertime, and I sit here. I'm getting kind of tired of sitting here. But, you know, whenever I do a video, most people are seeing me sitting in my chair, and they see my office and stuff like that. And, you know, that's what it is during the wintertime here, because there's really nothing to do here in the wintertime. It's boring where I live. So, you know, it's either I got to drink or I got to gamble. That's about the only 2 things I can do here. Okay, Trish Lee, you can probably, you know, that's what we do in Alberta. We either drink or we friggin' gamble. That's all we do. There's nothing else to do in this province. So, you know, you sit at home in front of your computer and talk to everybody all day long, right? So, summertime is different. We can get out. We can go, you know, on vacation and stuff like that. Like both Trish Lee and I were about 2 hours away from the mountains, right? So if we want to go to the mountains, we can go and hang out in the mountains there and do videos during the day. You know, while everybody's sitting in their cubicle, we could say, you know, there's a deer. Is there a deer where you are? No, sorry, you're in a cubicle. Right, I forgot. Right? So, you know, that kind of stuff. So this is what's real important, guys and gals out there. You know, start to share value with people, because I don't think people are sharing enough value out there. And I just gave you some ideas that you could go in there and into different types of communities. Stop with just the money-making stuff, okay? Those things are getting beat to death. Go where there are still people desperate to make money, but they're not hanging out in those because some of them don't even know about network marketing. Others don't really have any inkling or urge to go into it for whatever that reason is because they don't know enough about it. Okay? And all you need to do is just engage with them for a bit, be gentle on them, and let them ask you. Don't tell them. You need to wait for everybody to ask you. Why is it that in the middle of the day, I see you out there fishing on the shore side or out in the boat or whatever, wherever you're fishing? Why is it I see that? Or else you're golfing or whatever. How do you do that? How do you make any money? How can you afford to do that? I don't see you working. Well, I am working. That's the thing. You're sitting in a cubicle doing that, and I'm here making money. That's the difference. If you want to know how I do it, just ask. It's that simple, right? But do like David Wood says, don't tell anybody. Make them ask you. Make them ask. That's about all I have to share today. Any last questions for everybody?
Great job, Carl. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Anytime. Hope it helped.
Yep. Give me some ideas.
There you go. You're welcome, Bert. Okay. Well, gals and ladies, at least I wasn't outnumbered today. It was quite nice that this is the first time I haven't been outnumbered.
Yeah, sorry I'm late again. That was awesome, though. I look forward to going back and seeing what you're all masterminding about before I showed up.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good today.
Where do you find the replays at?
Oh, you'll find, well, the replay for this one will be at hangoutwithcarlh.com, and you just click the button below there, and it'll bring you to where my YouTube channel is. There's no links to
Button below here.
So you can just, all you have to do is just register for my YouTube channel, and you'll get notified every time it's done. You'll get an email with the link and everything.
Register for that stuff?
Yeah, you just go to my YouTube channel, and just click on there, and you'll be sent the link. And
Is it called Carl Haviland?
no, just go to workwithcarlh.com, or sorry, hangoutwithcarlh.com.
Okay.
And then click the button there, and my YouTube channel will be on the next page.
All right.
And you can join it from there. Okay?
Okay, Carl. Hey, we'll do that. We'll go click you.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks. Appreciate you hanging out with me today, and looking forward to hanging out again next week.
Thanks, Carl.
Take it easy. See ya.